Yeah, someone's up to monkey business. Bonnie Raitt. Can you imagine Bonnie Raitt? You know, she's such a show person. Can you imagine if she's ever afraid of anything? I bet she is paralyzed before she goes up on stage. I'd be willing to bet anybody that's as good as she does, you know, it has to keep her head sharp. You know, the way you can keep your head sharp is really be present to, oh my gosh, what happens if I don't do it right? The only time I've ever gotten in trouble, either speaking or doing a presentation or making a difference someplace, is when I thought I was in charge and totally cool. You know?
And then you found out.
Yeah. So that's how I really realized I want to have enough fear in my life, enough fear of what I'm doing that it makes me stay present to my power. Okay. A Japanese proverb goes like this: fear is only as deep as the mind allows. Now think about that. Okay. Here's one from an unknown author. Hard things are put in our way, not to stop us, but to call out our courage and strength. And that's exactly what I was just saying. Napoleon said, he who fears being conquered is sure of defeat. Wow. Hey, you know that Napoleon guy, I got to tell you, that guy is one of the smartest. He had his stuff together, and that poor guy died of a colon problem. Can you believe that? Riding his horse, messed up his colon, the guy dies. I mean, what an unfortunate thing, but he wasn't afraid of it.
No,
he didn't even know it was happening. Anyway, so now, let's move on. We got somebody on the phone, right?
We do. We have Tara on the line with us
Tara,
today.
hi.
Hi, Clay. I have a question that relates to my children, and
God, I'm afraid I'm not going to have the answer. Go ahead.
well, something tells me you'll do at least, or have some insight.
Okay.
You know, unfortunately, in the day and age we live in, we have to teach our kids about, you know, what they call stranger danger.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I'm wondering, you know, I want my kids to know enough and be enough fearful that they'll play inside of the rules that are set inside of them, but I don't want them to be so afraid that they don't want to step out of the house. And the truth is, sometimes I'm afraid to let them go out of the house.
Yeah.
So how do you balance?
Let me ask you a question. I've never heard the phrase stranger danger before. So is that language out there in the world now, stranger danger?
It actually is.
I'll be darned. Okay, well, it's very appropriate from all the media that I've seen. You know, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, all the weird people doing whatever they're doing. At least that's what the news shows us anyway. I don't know if there's really that much going on. I think you know, communication both about what's good and what's bad needs to be done as long as they understand that, hey, no matter what, you come to me. I will cover you. I will be there for you. And if I can't get to you, run. Don't stop. Don't get in the car. Don't do anything. Just run. And let me tell you, these stranger danger guys usually are so weird anyway that they couldn't keep up with a young child anyhow, so they can outrun them. I mean, I want to keep this as light as possible.
Yes. Well, no, and I do appreciate that, and that's where I'm struggling is how to keep it that way inside the family, to where they realize that it's serious business, but they're not.
Okay. Do you understand the difference between who you're being and what you're doing? See, you're doing something that a parent should do, and that is educate the children about sometimes people aren't as trusting as the children may wish them to be. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's not about what you're saying to them; it's how you say it. And if you say it like panicked or have your face all wrinkled up, you know, they'll get it like scary. If you say it like, hey, you know, one of the things you got to be thinking about all the time is not everybody's as faithful or trustworthy and everything else as your brother or your uncle or your parents or whatever. Okay. So if you get yourself in a situation where you're not sure, just back away, walk away, and if you have to, run away. And call me. Most kids at about 9 or 10 years old now don't they have a phone now? Yeah. So just put yourself on auto dial number 1, all right? And no, that checks messages. So auto dial number 2, and have them call mom.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah,
but,
I do.
Give it some seriousness, but not ugly, not scary, not suspicious, just smart. Can you get that?
I do. It's all about how I present it.
It's all about how you present it. That's right.
Me giving up my own fear, actually.
Yeah. I don't think it's any different than what Daniel Boone had to do with his kids out in the forest talking about bears and deer and God knows whatever else. Poison ivy.
You know,
all that
stuff. That's actually such a friendly analogy. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, you know. Okay. And Daniel Boone's, he's building a hotel in Santa Barbara right now. I mean, that guy's been living forever. You know what I mean? Good old fast, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That
all
helps.
Right. Take care. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Gee, that was a great call, wasn't it?
It was.
Wow, how cool.
Stranger danger.
Stranger
I like that.
danger.
It's a good term, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so now we're talking about fear and how to have it serve you. And we were talking before the break about having just enough fear to have your hair on your arm stand up and not so much fear to have it stop you where you just stay in the bag with it zipped up because when the sun comes out, you could overheat in your sleeping bag, you know. Now, so
That would be a real bad one.
that's a fearful thing to think about. Now, so if you're not going to let fear stop you, what are you going to do? You got to be in action. What is action? What kind of action you want to be in? Anything that gets you out of your stopped mindset, okay? So if you have fear of public speaking, fear of being on the radio, fear of confronting someone, fear of telling kids that they have to be cautious, not fear-stopped, but cautious of other people, how about this? How about fear of telling somebody, I'm sorry, I don't have the money to pay you. I'm gonna, but I can't pay you now. My rent's gonna be late. I apologize. Or what I promised you I was gonna give you, I can't give you. I apologize. I'm not gonna not pay you, but I can't be your word. I can't be my word on the date that I gave you, and I apologize.
Those always seem to be really tough ones, but
Yeah.
they're not something that's going to end your life.
Yeah,
either.
what if, think about this, what if anything you were avoiding out of fear of what might happen out of the communication, you just communicated? You just call them up, said what you had to say, take what you get, and move on. Isn't that what life is all about?
Yeah, and
Yeah, you do always feel better once you've just
Yeah.
said it and done
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I call that getting clear. Now, let me talk to you about clearing. Clearing is a process where you take whatever your mind is giving you. And if it's useful, you keep it and you use it. If it's just mind chatter and negative, making the hair stand up on your arm so much so that you stop, then you want to clear it. So what you do is you call up your clearing partner or go to your friend or go to your wife or husband and say, you know, I need to just have you listen to what I'm going to say. I don't want to be fixed. I don't want to be coached. I just want to say it so I can get it out of me and put it out in the ionosphere, okay? And then you say what's going on. I'm afraid to say this. I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid. How about this one? I'm afraid I can't lose enough weight and diabetes is going to take me over again. And you know what? As soon as I cleared that, all right, a week after I cleared that feeling, I lost 6 pounds. Let me check it out. Look at me. Aren't I cool? Look at this.
Pretty svelte.
Yeah, totally. Now, so it's all about understanding that your mind controls your body. So if you can get it to a place that is how you think and how you arm wrestle with your own head to a place to where fear is there. There's some fears you want to have. Don't jump off a cliff. You can't fly. Don't walk out in front of a truck. It will kill you. Don't make your mom mad at you. Oh, that gets ugly. Plus it messes up your Christmas presents. And don't talk to your wife about how she looks with a new haircut or a new dress. Go, gosh, that is just wonderful, dear.
That's a good answer.
Oh, totally. And so it's all about getting straight with yourself. So give up. You know, you got to kind of get yourself out of the way and have fun with things, you know. Now, fear stopped. Fear stopped is nothing more than a mindset. It's an agreement with your mind that says, I gotcha. And it's all about making up that the unknown is more powerful than what you know. Can you get that? The unknown is more powerful than what you know. So where do we go from here? How do we handle this, all right? How do you know when fear has a hold on you? How do you know that? When you're stopped, when you're making someone wrong. Remember that list I gave you earlier? Mm-hmm. All right? So now, anybody have any quotes you want to read? Yeah.
No, I have an email here actually, and it's
Oh,
kind
good.
of
They really are-
a big subject to get in here.
Yeah.
But we have one here. It's an anonymous one, so I don't have a name. But it says, "Is there a clear indicator or a line that indicates someone's fear has gone from normal to an irrational fear that needs intervention?"
Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay, so it's all about when you see someone being less than who you know they could be, or they're hiding it either in a substance or in an activity that you know they're hiding. All right, they're absolutely hiding. They're either drinking more than they should, exercising more than they should, going to the track more than they should. What's going on? What is it that you're afraid of, or what is it that you need to confront, either about what you think about yourself or what you think is going to happen if you confront the person you need to confront? So it's all about mind chatter, and it's about the big word. You ready? Avoidance. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. If I say this, I'm afraid I'm going to get that. And if I get that, I'm afraid of where that's going to go. And if I say this, it's going to start something that I'm afraid it will never stop. Here he goes again.
Just like a big ball getting bigger,
That's right.
come down the hill.
It's a perpetual motion machine where I just don't want to participate. So I'm afraid of starting it. I'm afraid of getting it rolling. That's a good question. I'm sure if I was a trained psychologist or a therapist, I'd have more to say about that. But
that's an amazing thing to be aware of. And
yeah, I mean, everybody has fear. And what I'm saying to you is don't give it up. Fear's okay. I mean, there's some good things about fear. You know, like I said, you feel your toes wrapped around the edge of a cliff. So there. So is it time? Oh, we have to go on another break. Gosh, I'm afraid I'm running out of time. What am I going to do? This is Clay Nelson, Life Balance Hour. We're talking about fear, and I'm afraid we're running a little bit behind, but get on back here anyway because we'll be back.